Back in the shop today, and today we're talking tires. I picked up these tires a couple years ago for a great deal. The reason they were a great deal is because they're really old and they're super hard. They have lots of tread. I got a set of 5. These are the 4 that came off the truck. All have pretty good amount of tread. I think when I measured them, this one had about 16-30 seconds worth of tread. Same with these two, about 16-30 seconds. This one's a little bit less tread. It's probably about 13-30 seconds. But they all have pretty good tread. They're all pretty evenly worn. But they're all really old. If we look at the date code, even on this one's from 2006. The other 3 are from 2008. So this was probably picked up as one of the spare tires. And you can see that if we look at it, it's pretty evenly worn all the way across, no chunking, nothing like that. It's actually not too bad other than it's super hard and it doesn't get a lot of traction. Now when you look at this one's from 2008, and you can see that there's a whole bunch of chunking that's starting to happen here, and it carries on down. As we look at it overall, you can see a little bit of chunking here and there, some slices. Overall, it's starting to fail. And that's because the rubber is so old, it's not flexible. So off-road, when it goes and it grabs onto a rock or something like that, it's just going to start chunking off. That one's not that bad either. But once we get down the line, here's an example. Some of the chunking is a lot worse on the tires. In this case, you can even see the steel cords coming through. So once I started losing chunks like that on tires, I knew that it was time to get some new tires. You can see that sometimes it chunks from the middle, sometimes it chunks from the side, but overall, they're starting to really chunk bad, right? This one's not too bad in the chunking wise. However, you can still see it's starting to wear too. So all of these are really starting to wear and they need to be replaced. The tires I'm replacing the MTRs with are these ones. This is the Toyo Open Country MT. The reason I went with these tires is pretty simple. It's a 37, same size as before, and it's a 15-inch rim. Other than that, there's no other tires out there right now. I think that Interco still makes some Truxas that are in a 37, 12.5, 15. But these are really the only 37-inch tires and a 15-inch rim. And I wanted to keep my 15-inch rims because, well, I have them. Need to refinish them because they do have a bit of marking up on the rocks from time to time. But once I peel those tires off, I'll refinish them. Now, it's kind of interesting that they put a warning label on here. Warning, there's a rollover hazard. Large dimension tires are modified suspensions that increase ground clearance will alter vehicle handling. The vehicle may become more likely to roll over, braking distance may increase, slower speeds may be required to maintain control. Drive with extreme caution until you become familiar with how your vehicle handles. Always wear a seatbelt. Nice of them to provide that. If you look at these side by side, they're pretty much the same height. Now, obviously the MTR is mounted, so it's a little bit different. We'll see once the other one is mounted, but you can definitely see that the MTR on the right-hand side is a 12.5, and the new ones, the Toyos, are 14.5. So they have a little bit wider of a tread, but I'm not worried about that. I think they'll look good on the truck. So here's a look at the tires all mounted up. You can see the new tires, they're mounted on the old rims that used to be black, now resprayed with some duplicolor bronze. They're 15 by 10 inch rims, and the tires are 37, 14.5, 15s. These are the old tires. They're 37, 12.5, 15s, and they're just on some 15 by 8s. These rims were actually the same ones that came on the truck when I got them. So these are the very original rims, but they're only 15 by 8s. These ones are 15 by 10s, and they fit the tires perfectly. So these ones are going to go on the truck. These ones I'm just going to keep as spares. So even though they are chunking and they got grooves and things in them, they're not too bad for spares still. So these ones will be kept around for spare tires just in the event that I need them, these are going to be the ones I'm going to be rolling on from now on. This is a great visual to show how big these pit bulls actually are. So this is a 39.5 by 16.5 wide pit bull rocker bias ply tire, and it's on a 15 by 12 rim. These are the new tires, which is the Toyo Open Country MTs. They're 37 by 14.5, and they're on a 15 by 10. And the one on the end is the Goodyear MTRs, which is 37 by 12.5, and that's on a 15 by 8. So 15 by 12, 15 by 10, 15 by 8 rims, and 16.5 with the pit bull, 14.5 in the middle, and 12.5 on the Goodyear on the end. You can definitely see the difference here.
Shut up and sit down.